G'day friends. So I woke up this morning to a bit of news, bit of important news. We've got this World Economic Forum that seem to be calling the shots. They were in total expectation of COVID-19, working together with some of the big players like Bill Gates and some of the big governments of the world to roll this thing out exactly as they predicted last year before they rolled it out. And now they're talking about a big cyber attack that is going to dwarf the COVID-19 impact. Now, I'm not sure what could be bigger than shutting the whole world down, but these megalomaniacs, Harvard educated, in a lot of cases multi-mega millionaires and billionaires, are going along with this great reset narrative, and they are threatening to roll out the biggest crisis ever known to man, which is a cyber attack. Now, of course, they're saying, oh, well, we must prepare, somebody else is going to do it, but we know who's in charge of the cyber world. All the research and development in places like US, Israel, all the big research and development of the large companies have moved to Israel. And we've got this, network of the Five Eyes, okay, and China's involved, everyone's involved, okay, but they're talking about a cyber attack that, somehow just some hacker in his basement's going to do, or even a team of hackers are going to bring the internet down, or bring the bring the power grids down and just totally disrupt our electronic world. So what are we going to do about it? Well, a year or year and a half ago, in fact I've been following it for a few years, I've been following for a few years a technology known as Hashgraph. And some of you remember the videos I did on Hashgraph on Mark of Melbourne 1, but Hashgraph is the only technology I can see that can protect against an attack of this magnitude. And the reason why is because it's a decentralized ledger technology. It does not rely on central servers. So let's say you're on a popular website, a large website that has great security, everything, and they've got certain server farms out there. Now, if power is cut to one of their server farms, because it's a central system, that takes the whole system down. Or even if they are networked with other server farms, these cyber attacks, which are called DDoS attacks, distributed denial of service attacks, can take down specific targets. And if they know where the targets are, they don't have to shut the internet server down, they just have to shut the power supply down to where the internet servers are, and then force them to go into generator backup, and then they can hack the generator, and it just goes on with these DDoS attacks. But the only technology, I repeat, the only technology in the world that is resilient to DDoS attacks, in fact, it is impossible for a DDoS attack to happen, is the Hashgraph decentralized ledger technology. And the reason is because when the system operates, there's no central server. Each person, even with a cell phone, can be a node on the network. So what it means is they could shut down power supplies to entire countries, but as long as one person has power in their phone, they have the Hashgraph in their phone, as soon as it connects back up and all the computers are up again, everything gets updated and nothing's lost. So they'd have to turn off every single phone and every single electric grid off at exactly the same time all over the world. And we know that that's virtually impossible, because even phones have battery, and it's possible for them to last even a couple, 3-4 days with just the battery sitting on there, or a couple of days. So you know, if you don't know about Hashgraph, it's time to learn about it. I'm not sure if we're going to have much time to program any apps on it. We still have time to, I think, but there are people that have already done this, and it's just a good idea to get into the world of Hashgraph, learn about what's going on, and you'll see that it could be, well, I believe it is the only technology that will be resilient to these future DDoS attacks. Not even blockchain is resilient, because the blockchain is still a leader-based network. So all the DDoS attack has to do is to be directed to the leader of the block, the node, and the leader of the blockchain node is the one that orders all the other events. So if the DDoS attacks the leader, the rest of the network falls apart, and that's the Achilles heel of blockchain. But Hashgraph doesn't have this problem, and it is indeed the highest technology that is known to man as far as the internet goes. And I'll tell you what, if it wasn't on purpose that this Hashgraph was rolled out, and I don't believe it was, because I've been following its organic rise, it could be, well, the salvation of the internet. So check it out for yourself. Listen to everything by the owner or by the inventor. The guy's name is Leemon Baird, Leemon Baird, Leemon Baird. Listen to everything that he says if you go online and type his name in, and learn as fast as you can about this, because it may even be an opportunity for you if you're a technically savvy person. But just as far as the average Joe Blow, it might be a good idea just to get involved in the network and at least have a way to communicate with one another, at least. There is a cryptocurrency attached to it, just for the sake of making the whole network work without having to advertise, okay, to run the network, which is what the big servers do. They spy on you so they can advertise, and that's how they make their money. Okay, that's how they offer you all these free email, you know, free this, free that. It's not free, they're spying on you and they're getting advertising income. That's how that model works. Hashgraph has no advertising. However, if you buy crypto, the native cryptocurrency of Hashgraph, which is called Hedera, what happens is, let's say you put $10 into it. If you send an email, the email might cost you 1/100th of 1 cent. Okay, you send another one, 1/100th of 1 cent. Or if you listen to a song, it might cost you half a cent or 1 cent. If you do certain things, certain functions, you store files, or you do this or that, you get charged, you know, a 100th or 1,000th of a penny. But if you add it all up, it's enough money to run the network, and the network doesn't run on copious amounts of electricity as the blockchain does. It's virtually, well, I don't know how many hundreds or thousands of times less power hungry it is, but it basically can work on a mobile phone. So that tells you how much power it needs. It doesn't need much power at all. That's the beauty of it. That's the elegance of this technology. So like I was saying, if we just want to have it for a basic communication system where it'll work, where the when big servers crash, okay, as long as there's a phone network and as long as there's some sort of electricity, this distributed ledger technology cannot go down, and you'll be able to communicate electronically and privately. That's the thing. It's not like a telephone where you'll be or texting people where you know, the government or the telco can see and hear everything you're doing. When you communicate over the Hashgraph network, no one can see what you're doing. It's totally encrypted with military grade encryption. As far as for the most powerful quantum computer in the world to hack the network, it'd take them like 2,000 years. And when quantum computers get better, they can just tweak up the cryptography, so it'll take 200,000 years if they wanted to. That's how powerful the cryptography is, and not even the network and the nodes in the network can see what you're talking about or what you're doing. It's built into the program. That's the one of the whole points of it, to have your own basically carve out a little niche in cyberspace that only you know about. So if you were to say set up a communications network, just a small network with 50 or 100 people, only you would know what you were talking about and no one else could hack it. It's impossible to hack. So I know these are pretty it sounds hyperbolic what I'm saying, but I'm not even giving it 1% of its credit to what it can actually do. It is a game changer, and as far as what's coming, it could very well be one of the things that is a bulwark against all this cyber crime that is just about to take place, because the cyber attack will be on purpose, and it'll be for the purpose of corralling the internet. So everyone will have to have a social security number to get on, because everyone will be a terrorist on the internet now. You know, you'll have to prove that you're not an internet terrorist, okay? But with this other system, that's the only thing I can see on the horizon that will be what's the best word? Be a solution for that. But go to Hashgraph, go to Hedera, look at it, how it works. It takes a little bit to get your head around if you've never seen anything like this before, but listen to everything that Leemon Baird talks about, and when you see what this is, you'll be very excited and get involved with it, so you'll be at least be able to communicate with one another one day when the time comes, and it'll be totally private, totally unhackable, totally uncrashable, even if the power goes down in your area. The minute you get to more power, and the minute you get hooked up to the telephone network in the next neighborhood, like the next cell or anything like that, you'll be immediately introduced back into the network, and you won't lose any information. Nothing will be lost. It'll be business as usual, and as long as even one phone is left that's on the network, the rest of them will populate with the information as soon as they get access to the power again, or to the phone networks again. As soon as those two phones talk to each other again and talk to other phones, all your information will be there. So it is very exciting, a little bit scary. We'll see what happens, but there'll be more in the news about this cyber stuff in the near future. But always remember, think about Hashgraph, learn about Hashgraph. But anyway, guys, I'm not the biggest tech guy, but I know about that. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens now. But anyway, until next time, peace.